Good afternoon, everyone present here. I'm Asir Lone, and in today's debate, I support the motion e-governance, a way to smooth governance. I am not a very literature type of person, so I directly go to facts. E-governance, according to wordreference.com, is defined as the provision of government information and services by means of internet and other computer services. E-governance initiatives have come a long way since the global shift towards increased deployment of IT by governments emerged in the 1990s with the advent of WWW, that's World Wide Web. Following contentions will show how the disadvantages claimed by many people are just outweighed by the advantages and are mere temporary hurdles that we can overcome in coming next years. Contention 1. E-governance improves the quality of services provided by the government while reducing consumer costs. Better quality service, speedy transactions, reduced turnaround time, access to more information improve the quality of service. Consumer costs are reduced due to lower staff cost, less time spent, and reduction of cost in interaction with the government. It also improves services through better understanding of what a user actually needs. According to Jay Seifert, a premier on e-governance, implementation of e-governance will reduce costs and levels of organization processes by streamlining and reorganizing operation procedures. For example, reducing costs of services, advertisements, material provisions, and with the use of cross-agency collaboration. Thus, it saves money, time, resources, and efforts. Contention 2, it's my favorite one. E-governance will help in reducing corruption and making government functioning more transparent. Now, if you know in Kashmir, they say there's a name for corruption and there's a name for bribe. They call it chai. That's tea. And it's really ironic as to how chai is supposed to be something that awakens you, but ironically it's something that lets you sleep, that makes you sleep in the very heinous sleep of corruption. One of the ways of curbing corruption is abating red tapeism. Karnataka Lok Ayukt Justice Y. Bhaskar Rao, quote, "E-governance will minimize the risk of corruption by minimizing possibilities of direct contact between officials and citizens, so they won't see a woman with a diamond ring and make her pay more than she actually should. Transparency will be brought in through constant information getting revealed about government functioning, its new steps, how it provides more information, and policy process. Removal of red tapeism and inclusion of transparency will lead to accountability and trust building between government and citizens, and it serves as an essential factor in good governance." That's where we get the smooth governance from. Contention 3. E-governance has the advantage of creating an open market and stronger economy. It would involve businesses and employees, the government employees. E-governance assists government economic policy objectives by promoting productivity gains inherent in information and communication technology and e-commerce. E-governance leads to creation of new businesses and work opportunities. It leads to easy regulation of businesses, economic developments, creates trade opportunities, it lets you acquire quick permits, grants quick loans, and it helps you in asset management. Now for the employees, e-governance provides e-payrolls, e-benefits, and e-training. Therefore, e-governance contributes in improving professional and community development opportunities. Contention 4. E-governance leads to changes in public policy. It leads to sharing of ideas between all government agencies and departments to build the mega database and establish secure and cooperative interaction among government agencies. Canada has already started making investments in developments of information technology services to ensure virtual communication and interaction between government officials. Web-based services are being established at every level of government, including the municipal level. Thus, it creates a scope of digital democracy. To sum it all up, e-governance is highly effective as it caters to everyone's need in an organized and economical way, providing high-quality services, cutting down on operation costs, curbing corruption, helping business and economy to grow and function in a more democratic way, encompassing all sections of a society. Thank you and have a nice day. I would like to call Sharon.
What if you invested your hard-earned money with someone that you later came to know had serious corruption charges filed against him? Would you panic? Well, a logical and reasoning person should. Same is the case with the forms of e-governance in India and around the world. Good afternoon, dear educators, principal ma'am, teachers, fellow debaters and students. I am Shehran Khan, and e-governance, as the word itself suggests, implies electronic governance. And like any other electronic appliance or a gadget, can pose a threat of a deadly electric shock that can eventually lead you high and dry of your material assets. E-governance, unlike any rocket science, is simply the application of information and communication technology for delivering government services, exchange of information communication transactions, services between government to businesses, and within the entire government framework. All of this, might not seem eclipsable. These may seem like daily transactions, not so big things. But when these things are actually seen in the wake of a macroeconomic concept, which means in an aggregate way, these transactions and flows, they really generate an enormous value. A value that is, if you then ask about the value, the thing that one should ask about it is who contributes to the value, this gigantic value. But unfortunately, the answer is we. It's our investment, our sales tax, our income tax, and our VAT that contributes to the value. Therefore, increased contact between government and its citizens can go both ways. Once e-governance begins to develop and become more sophisticated, citizens will be forced to interact electronically with the government on a larger scale. This can potentially, and I'm sure it will potentially, lead to a system with so much confidential information regarding the back offices of big corporations, multinational firms, and investment firms, and other business entities being passed electronically between the government and the civilians, that a totalitarian-like system can develop. These things, e-governance can probably even lead to this, can threaten the status quo, that is our state of affairs. Plus, the government has easy access to countless information on its citizens. Therefore, personal privacy fades like a rupee would in a market. So the opponents of e-governance argue it to be of a biased nature. Like the literacy of the user, his or her computing skill become pavers of unequal benefits among the citizens in general. An example, as Nazra said, I think would be of senior citizens. As we all know that 30 to 40 years back, there wasn't that much ICT education. There wasn't that much emphasis on information and technology. Therefore, a senior citizen would be lucky if he can find a customer services officer, and therefore go with the formalities of e-governance. If we even talk about India, here the National E-Governance Program is the one that spearheads the major welfare programs like the Bharat Nirman and the Rural Employment Guarantee Schemes, which cater to the needs of development and employment in the Indian economy. Reports show that in West Bengal, a prodigious amount of money had been spent on the development of e-governance, but some analysts say it has yielded a mediocre product. As we know, because of extensive loss of person-to-person interactions that are highly valued by villagers. So, finally, in a clear-cut and in a more obvious clear-cut, e-governance, especially in developing and underdeveloped economies, is best defined by the words order outside but chaos within. Thank you.